Hey guys, what is going on? This is Kevin from fearlessprogression.com, and today I want to talk a bit about getting out of your comfort zone, not letting fear have a grip on you in your life. So I did something the other week that, was really something I was really scared to do, and at this point I was on a nice streak of, doing things that I was very uncomfortable about, making positive steps in my growth and doing things that were outside my comfort zone. So this particular thing was a swing dance class that was being offered on my university campus. And I was this is something I've always kind of wanted to do. I'm not really somebody who's good at dancing or has ever really thought about dancing per se, but on this particular occasion, I saw an opportunity here to do this dance class, this swing dance class, and I thought it'd be fun. And yeah, so I was thinking mildly about it, and the day of the event, I didn't actually commit to going to this point, but the day of the event, when I woke up to do my morning ritual, this thing kept bothering me. I was feeling very motivated towards my morning ritual, but this one thing kept getting in my way, and I was like, man, like why is this making me so scared? Why am I so fearful of this? I was letting it have a bit of power over me and control the way I felt in that particular situation. So at this point, I was letting it bother me to the extent where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Like I don't care what the outcome will be, but it got to the point where the pain of how I was feeling got too intense to the point where I realized I had to do it somehow and some way. So at that point, I committed in my head to go to this thing. Now, you may ask yourself with these kind of situations, should I actually do it? Because some things, it's hard to differentiate by according to whether it's something that you're avoiding because it's making you very scared, but you actually want to do it. And then there's the things you just genuinely don't want to do. And you shouldn't have to force yourself through that. So, in my case, I took a look at the benefits of the situation and I weighed them and I saw that, I've been looking to learn how to loosen up more, in social situations, have a bit more fun, bring out my fun side, not be so tense, and also become more comfortable with physical touch, especially, around the opposite sex. So that was something I saw as benefits and things that made me realize that, I genuinely do want to go to this place. So I ended up deciding to go. And of course, I encourage you to weigh the different benefits and drawbacks to the things that are potentially stopping you from taking action and see evaluate what you're scared of and really be mindful about it. Look at why you're feeling what you're feeling and look at the potential advantages and disadvantages of going, and of course just weigh your decision based off those and be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Don't get out of the situation just because you're scared. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about the importance of accountability. So, when I decided that I wanted to go, I made up my mind that, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I do, in fact, go. So what I did is I told my coworker at work, I'm going to this swing dance class today and I want you to hold me accountable. So it's really powerful when you tell other people what you're doing. That's why I post my goals on here, because it's more powerful. As soon as you tell somebody about what you're doing, they hold you accountable to that, and in order for you to be a trustworthy person and a genuine person, you have to be a man or a woman of your word, right? You have to know, you have to be sure of yourself, and you need people to trust that what you say you're actually going to do. So I told him, and throughout the day, I was aware and that I had to do this, and I ended up, of course, going through with it and doing it because I knew that there was at that point no way out. Yeah, so another thing I'm going to add is that I think you guys should be distracting yourselves as much as possible during the day, especially if you're experiencing a lot of anxiety about this particular event or situation. So this was kind of a mistake I made. So obviously going down to the event where it was happening, I had to take a subway, and it was obviously very time consuming and I spent a lot of time by myself, and I was so anxious that I couldn't even like pull out my headphones or listen to some music or do something else, because I was so wrapped up in what I was thinking, right? So I would highly advise that even something as simple as listening to music or maybe even playing a small game on your phone, doing something like that, it'll just get you out of your head, so that when you eventually get there, the buildup of anxiety is a lot less. and you're able to tackle the situation with a lot more certainty and confidence in your disposition and how you feel, right? So this is something I think I should do better, but it's definitely a helpful thing to do. Um, I will add though that the experience itself was in fact very uncomfortable. You know, when I got there, there was obviously the room was filled with people I've never met before. Like I literally went into this by myself, and obviously there was obviously a period where I had to kind of just let the experience sink in and be by myself for a little bit until the class actually started up. And at that point, it really was something that continued to be uncomfortable. And one experience I wanted to discuss in particular was there was one person I was dancing with, and they seemed to be very demanding of my abilities. You should have done this or you should have done that. And what I did, and a mistake I made, was I got a little bit defensive internally about it. I kind of had it shoot my self-esteem a little bit. And I was kind of like, who is this person to tell me who I should be doing and what I should be doing and this and that? And what's the purpose of them being so demanding of me? I'm a beginner. This is my first time at this class. But I eventually realized that they were in fact an instructor there, so they had a right to obviously provide feedback. And I realized that, what? I need to lose my ego. There's no reason why I should feel that I'm already good at this, or there's no reason to be so defensive about simple criticism. I need to be comfortable with the growth process and potentially, failure, of course, and not doing certain things correctly. And that's obviously a process you want to go through in your head and really lose the ego and realize that it is a learning process and you're going to make some mistakes here and there. And you need to be okay with that. It may not be a comfortable situation, but that's completely okay. So that's something I really learned and took out of the experience. And, obviously I left feeling still very uncomfortable about it, but I will also emphasize that you can use small steps to help you out with these circumstances. So as comfortable as it was, what I'm going to do now is I intend to go back to the class because I do want to learn again dancing and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite some coworkers to go as well. And this will ease the tension and the largeness and the intimidatingness of the event itself, and allow you to gradually build up, so the point where after I go with some people I know, then the next time I'll feel more comfortable, of course, going by myself. So this is something I'd advise for you guys, and you might not have friends that are available to go to the events you want to go to, but what I'd advise is, look at what your friends do for fun. What kind of events do they go to, and just ask, like, hey man, like, I'd like to join you next time. I kind of want to go with you and just experience it and let them know that you're just there, trying to try out new things and stuff. And I think that's totally okay. And also, if you can look for experiences where everyone at the event doesn't know each other and goes in cold, then that's also a good way, because you're not there trying to get into pre-existing friendships and groups that already know each other. Everyone just doesn't know each other. So that's also a good experience to kind of ease your way in to more uncomfortable social situations. So that's all I wanted to touch on today. Definitely, guys, be comfortable with fear. Fear is okay. It's just an emotion. It's all okay, guys. Just be very comfortable with that, and don't shy away from getting out of your comfort zone whenever you have the opportunity. So guys, I urge you to go over to visit my blog at fearlessprogression.com, and you can view the blog post for this video down below in the description. And of course, if you enjoy, subscribe to me on YouTube, and you can also follow me, of course, on social media down below in the description: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. So guys, that's it for this video. Take care.